Yo. Yo, guys, welcome back to another video with some commentary. The beginning of this game is pretty savage. I mean, Jesus, Kashtira player, shifter, and unicorn. Wild. You're gonna see my hand over here. Looks like I got a Veiler and Nib. It's really not gonna do a whole lot against a D shifter. I mean, the Nib's kind of nice, but only if they play into it. So you got the Kashtira combo just going off. He's gonna Rise Heart me. I was gonna draw Patchwork for turn, so that would have been really sick. But it's not gonna happen. So he banishes a Kodal, Ash, and a Patchwork. He's just going in right now. I mean, you can see him. He's going ham. He's got Rise Heart, Unicorn, Fenrir on board. He's looking into his extra deck as if he really needs something. I think honestly, the Kashtira board it's pretty solid. He's just gonna go into Chimera, so playing around Nib. Standby phase, effect of Chimera. Summoning a Unicorn. I don't know exactly why he summoned the Chimera under the EMZ, but I think a lot of people summon it in the EMZ to kind of, I don't know exactly why other than playing around Anima, but he's also gonna flip the trap. I believe it's preparations. If I remember right, it's kind of like an evenly. So I'm gonna imperm the Fenrir, which Fenrir is definitely a bigger threat to me than the Unicorn is. I don't really care if he banishes one of my cards from the extra deck. You can see in my hand that I'm playing the Chimera deck. So Chimera branded. I opened up branded spell, which is really good. So gonna see me, see me slap that bad boy down. Sending a common Albaz to the banish and a Edgem Chain to the banish. So going for a Lubellian line because an Albion line would make 0 sense here. Unless I had an Albaz in hand. So effect Albion, it's gonna go through. I'm gonna summon a Mirror Jade. On resolution of Mirror Jade, he's gonna use Unicorn effect, look through my extra deck, see what the hell he wants to banish. Now, I think the biggest problem right now for my deck that I'm gonna face is clearing his back row. Because I can clear his monsters all day long. He's gonna activate so since he locks one of my zones from Chimera, he's gonna activate Field Spell effect, and I'm gonna chain Mirror Jade to that, banishing his Chimera because I'm gonna blow up the other 2 monsters in the end phase. He's gonna go Trap effect, summon back Chimera. I'm gonna go Chimera effect. Now I have 2 cards in hand and then the 1 Chimera on board. So what I'm thinking of right now is going to a Guardian Chimera. But like I said before, I can clear all his monsters from Mirror Jade effects. What I need to do is clear his back row, and I realize that there's literally no way that I'm gonna be able to do that. So I'm just gonna scoop it up and go to the next game. So conserve some time. So starting off game number 2, using a Branded Fusion. I didn't get de-shifted, so looking good there. I'm gonna send the Chimera and send the Fallen Valbaz, go into a Rimbrum. I'm gonna activate Chimera effect in Grave, and I think he thought that I was activating something on field, but Rimbrum has a reactive effect, so it's definitely not the case. But you're gonna see me go Kodal effect, add Mirror Sword Knight, and then summon Mirror Sword Knight, activate the effect there. So it's gonna summon the Baphomet. More than likely. I mean, I can kind of see my hand here. Okay, so summoning Chimera. I'd assume it's because I already have a Baphomet in hand and a Chimera Fusion in hand. So summoning another Baphomet really isn't going to do me a whole lot. He's going to chain Imperm to my Chimera. I'm going to chain Chimera Fusion. Going into the Fusion Chimera that rips a card from hand. And then a whole bunch of chain links. Summoning back my Mirror Sword Knight, gonna rip a card from his hand during the end phase, and then on resolution, adding back Chimera Fusion. So, gonna go to end phase, roll a dice, discard a card out of his hand. That's a really damn good card to rip from his hand. It's an evenly matched. So he's gonna draw for turn in draw phase, activate Mirror Sword Knight, search a Baphomet effect, get a free plus. I think this deck was, or I think this match was before Legacy Destruction. I don't think I have the new Illusion guy in the deck yet, but honestly, we're a couple weeks past Legacy of Destruction, and I only added one of those cards from one of that Illusion card, the one that searches. And I haven't been playing Diabels. I just haven't really tested it all too much, but I don't think it makes like a huge difference to the deck. I think the deck is still like tier 2. It's fun to play, but you know, it doesn't do too much. So he's gonna go Pot of Prosperity, dealing a whole bunch of cards, adding Kashtira Theosis, and then activating it. So I'm just thinking here if there's anything I really want to do to that. In my hand I see don't really see any like hand traps or anything. So on resolution, I'm gonna use 2 cards on field, 1 card in hand, summoning Guardian Chimera. So it looks like Chainlink 1 is Chimera and Grave, Chainlink 2 is Guardian Chimera, Chainlink 3 is Baphomet, summon back the Sword Knight. So I'm gonna draw, pop both of those, search Tau. Okay, it looks like I have a Nib in hand. So if he goes too crazy, then you know we can deal with that. Now it looks like I think he tried to attack, and then on attack deck banish Guardian Chimera, and then I chain Kodal to negate and destroy. In main phase 2, he's gonna summon another Fenrir, and then in end phase, I'm just looking in my grave, thinking of summoning the Rimbrum. So summoning Rimbrum, and then nothing else. So I think I'm gonna draw. Now in this instance, dude, if I'm the Kashtira player, I'm just scooping. I really don't like wasting time. My biggest like pet peeve about Yu-Gi-Oh is actually going into time. So I think it's really annoying to do, and I try to avoid it at all costs. And if I'm the Kashtira player here, yeah, I'm scooping up like 10 minutes earlier than this. But hey, everyone's got their own playstyle, I guess. I'm gonna summon an Albion on him, banishing the Albaz, and then the Baphomet. Looks like he wants to use the Fenrir effect on resolution. So it would be Chainlink 1 Rebellion, and then Chainlink 2. It could be the Kashtira Fenrir, but I'm just gonna banish the Sword Knight from grave to negate the effect instead. I think I have over probably like 100,000 damage on board, you know, ballpark. So just attacking right over it, and then it's gonna take us into the third game. So game number 3 right here, we got to start off with Kashtira Unicorn. That card's insane. Really big one card combo right here. And then Field Spell. So I like the way that he played this because it plays around Joel a little bit better instead of just going Field Spell effect first. Activate Birth effects. Well, not activated effect, but it's just an applied effect that he can, I believe, normal summon a Kashtira monster without tributing. So summons out the Fenrir, goes into a Draco Sack. So we're going for the greedy play. I like it. I always go for the greedy play, especially at locals. So we're gonna summon the tokens. Token gets stuck in the graveyard. Oh, then they get booted from the graveyard. Link Spiders. If you guys haven't seen this combo, then well, check it out now, I guess. Except it's gonna get Nibiru Uwu'd. The whole board just gone. So summoning a token, I threw it in attack position. I don't know exactly what the attack is of it, but I guess it's probably lower than 3k. He's gonna use Birth Effect, summon out Fenrir, Rise Heart Effect, banish from deck, summon itself. So he's banishing Ogre here. It's pretty interesting. Oh, token just changed positions. And then summoning a Absolute Dragon. Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. That's a card for sure. I think it negates, I want to say it negates tax, and whenever it gets sent to grave, it summons out an Odd Eyes monster from extra deck. His hand's kind of stacked though. He's got a Tactics. I don't know why he didn't activate that, but he's got Tactics, Ash, and Mourner in hand. If he would have Tactics me, that would have been insane. So activate Branded Fusion. He's gonna Ash it. I'm gonna Tribute Summon for Baphomet. That's pretty funny actually, because it plays around the Ghost Mourner. Obviously I don't know he has it, but it's pretty wild. So search Chimera Fusion, search the Chimera. So you can see in my hand, I think I have another Branded Fusion, Chimera, I think Imperm. I think that's gotta be what that is, yeah. And then I think a Edgem. I think that's what that is, but just contemplating the line here, seeing what I could do. I'm gonna activate Chimera Fusion. Ooh, so sending the Chimera from hand and a Edgem Chain. Summoning whatever Chimera Fusion monster it is that Foolish is. So Chainlink 1, Fusion, Chainlink 2, Chain, and then Chainlink 3 is Chimera. And he's gonna hit the Fusion with the, not Bell, with the Mourner, which is honestly, it's a good play, because not only does it stop the effect, it also stops me from getting Chimera Fusion back to hand. So I'm gonna get a Search Coatl, Search Patchwork. I imagine I'm probably just gonna activate Patchwork right away. And then a Resolution, looks like he's gonna activate the Birth Effect, but he doesn't have a Kashtira on board to actually activate it. So he doesn't really have a whole lot. I don't think I know no way I know the last card in his hand because it's Tactics. Which if he Tactics me, I think I honestly might lose this. I don't know exactly what my hand was, or what it was starting off, but I don't think, like, if you have perfect hand knowledge of someone's hand, especially if you're going first and you know how to use all your interrupts, like, I think that's like a FTK in itself, honestly. Gonna activate Poly. Just considering like what my options are. I'm gonna use 2 from field, 1 from hand, go into a Guardian Chimera. Now it's gonna be, it looks like Baphomet, Chainlink 1, Guardian Chimera, Chainlink 2. Probably I imagine it's probably flipped the other way around. So drew 1, now I'm thinking of what I want to pop. So popping that Absolute Dragon and the Continuous spell. He's gonna summon, so what I thought he was gonna summon is the Odd Eyes Fusion guy that negates. Like it's gonna bounce and negate. But he summons whatever this XYZ is. I think like the main thing about it is that it just attacks a bunch. It's probably not gonna see too much play. Don't imagine. Calculating how big this token is. I think you guys can kind of see how this plays out from here. It's not looking too hot for the Kashtira player. So I'm gonna attack over the token. And then set 2. I imagine one of those is the Chimera Fusion, which I think I added it back because in the grave that fusion monster counts as Chimera the mythical flying beast or whatever the hell the name is supposed to be. So that is it's a legal play. You can do that. Because the effect on field is negated, but the effect in grave is not negated. And Chimera Fusion just needs that name to be on field or in grave. So he's gonna rank up into the whatever XYZ that is. I think that thing just attacks like one more time than the material underneath of it. So he's got field spell, big XYZ pendulum guy. He's gonna go for prosperity. I imagine he just has to banish 6 at this point. Like I don't think you're really gonna get away with banishing anything less, because you're in a pretty tight spot right here. Just revealing a bunch of cards that really aren't gonna help all too much, especially since he has that one monster on board already. It's not like he can summon his Kashtiras without birth. I'm doing a whole bunch of pointing, looking at my back row, I'm like frantic. I have 3 cards in hand, 3 or 4. I have a whole bunch of advantage, and I look like I'm struggling. Looks like he's just reading Zeus, seeing what kind of plays he's got. He has a tactics in hand, and then he has tactics in Fenrir. There's not a whole lot this guy can really do here. That XYZ must not be big enough to beat over the Guardian Chimera either. Activating Infirm on Zeus. So I don't know if I did this intentionally, but I definitely played around that tactics pretty damn well. And then from right here, I mean, this is just game. I think I just kill him in like 12 different ways. But activating Brandon Fusion, gonna go into Albion. Albion can summon Mirror Jade. And then if I just summon Mirror Jade, I think that's enough to, yeah, that's enough to end the game just right there. Mirror Jade effect can banish. And then obviously I know what's engraved, know what's banished, know that his hand really doesn't do anything. So at that point, you just won't have anything on board. So summoning Mirror Jade, effect, probably send Rubrum or Albion, and then there it is. Not a whole lot left to that game, but appreciate you guys for sticking till the end. This was a little bit longer one than usual, so catch you in the next. Peace.